Hi, my name is Jacqueline Rose, and I do not think it's a coincidence that you're here. I think you're meant to be here. So watch this video and maybe a few more of mine, and if you resonate with it, follow along and click and subscribe to my channel. My intentions here are always pure. I like to share stories about my life because maybe it will help somebody in their own life. This station is about the law of attraction, the ascension process, about the spiritual awakening process. I just share my story. This happened to me about 5 months ago, and I knew that there was others out there that might connect with me in what I have to say or not feel so alone. So I wanted to talk about the victim mentality. Sometimes we play the victim and we don't even know that we're doing it. And so I'm going to do an example of today. Today I went to meet up with a friend of mine, and I was there, and I had, every imagination that we would meet up and we would connect and we would have, fun or whatever. And I got there, and she wasn't there. And I was waiting and waiting. And if you know who I am from back in the day, and I try to fight this, is I don't like when people are late, and I don't like when people stand me up. It drives me crazy. But I have kind of got away from that because, again, life happens for me, not to me. So as I was sitting there getting frustrated today, I was just thinking to myself, also, I was thinking, oh my God, I can't believe she's standing me up. This really pisses me off. And then I immediately go, what is this showing me about myself? Okay? Why is this happening right now? What can I learn from this? And so it no longer is something that is happening to me. It is what is happening for me. So I do this in any situation that makes you mad or uncomfortable or fearful. You have to ask yourself these questions. No, don't make it about somebody else. Make it about you. Because if it's happening for you, then there's always something to be learned. So for me, it was, okay, I really had this idea in mind and it didn't come true, but it doesn't mean it's not going to come true. I'd like to connect with this person if it's meant to be. If something happens and something gets in the way of us connecting, then that is supposed to happen. It's happening for me. Maybe she's not at the space right now that she needs to meet me. Maybe we needed a little bit more time in between so we have a little bit more information that we can gather and come together. Maybe she would have gotten a car accident. I don't know. I don't know what the universe has in store for anybody, but obviously it was not meant to happen today. And then it showed me, because I kind of was sad about it in a way, and I don't know why I was sad, but it did make me sad. And it shows me, do I get validation in helping others? Because I get so excited because I really want to share information with people, because I've just only started to connect with her 2 weeks ago, and she's starting to use the things that I am teaching her about energy, and they're starting to work with her, and she's been at very low places. So I'm excited to share more and just connect with somebody. And I knew that didn't happen today. It was for me, and it was for her, and it was for a greater purpose. And so we will meet. I told her I will meet again with you next week sometime, but you will come to me. It also showed me a lot of the times I do things that I don't have time for, and I go out of my way for people, because I told a friend of mine that in the past and even now, I'm always a people pleaser. And I do things that I not necessarily have the money for or the time for, because I want to make other people happy. Now, wasn't just trying to make her happy. I was trying to make me happy too. But I get my validation from this, okay? So I have to watch myself, because I'll put myself in financial situations and emotional situations that aren't always good, and that aren't for my greater good, because I'm trying to control everything. So anyways, and that was my, well, let's meet here and let's do this. And I really didn't need to meet for lunch. I really didn't, I needed to stay in Kyle and get things done. And then, if people want to meet up with me, they can meet up with me here. That's just how it is, not that they have to follow my rules, but I need to put myself and my needs first. And then if people want to connect with me, they can. It's just everything that I sit down and I analyze about myself and my ego and the way I'm feeling about things. And my victim, because it has happened many, many times where people stand me up, and it drives me fucking nuts. And I have gotten away from it driving me so, because before I'd be like, fuck that. I try to help her out. She didn't, she should have, but things came up. Like, stuff happens and life happens, and it's okay. And, it's all about my story, and I'm always collecting data to see what way I'm supposed to go. Now that I play the game of life, I have to look at it as collecting information, and it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And it's all about the information that you can collect to see what reality you want to live in, what direction you want to go, and what outcome it will be. But you also have to let go of control sometimes. And I try to control the way everything looks, and I can't. Just can't control everything all the time. And sometimes the universe have better storylines for me than I could even imagine. Like I want to pay off all my debt. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I like to do it. My best friend, not that it was a good story, but one of my best friends, like, totally paid off their debt, got all this money unexpected. Yes, they went through some fucking health problems and some things to get there, but they never knew that all this stuff would happen to them. So I don't know how the universe is going to affect my life. I don't have the control or the know-how. Like, for instance, years ago, me and my husband needed new cars. There was too many miles, and one was breaking down, and blah, 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 right? Well, my husband sold his car on Craigslist, and 3 days later, he got in an accident in my car. Somebody rear-ended him and totaled my car out, so then we didn't have any cars. And luckily, I had a friend that was living with me that would help us, like, be able to get around until we could get, like, insurance money. But I wanted 2 new cars. We needed them. And I did not know an accident, a bad thing, would actually lead to having enough money to put deposits on 2 new cars, which we didn't have. So it happened for me, not to me. Just an example. All these things happen for you. You are learning things in this journey. So don't be a victim of it. Be like, this is part of the gifts that you're going to get. I was telling my friend on the phone, I was like, it may not look the way you think it's going to look. My best friend didn't know that, he was going to get in this accident, and then he was going to get this money, and then it would lead, he doesn't know where it's going to take him. He never would have thought he thought he was going to have a job that was going to pay him $100,000 a year, and it was going to set him up and blah, blah, blah. And that's not what happened, but he was able to get a lump sum to set up his family and set up his kids and be able to have his own business. So, like, it doesn't happen the way you think it's going to happen, basically. And I don't know what life has to offer me. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I know it's always teaching me. And I know that I'm not a victim of this life unless I choose to be a victim. And I don't choose to be a victim. Sometimes people stand you up because things happened. And sometimes if they would have been on the road, they would have gotten in an accident. Or maybe you wouldn't have connected the way that you would have or later on from that. You don't know. So don't play the victim anymore. Just know that it's always a lesson. And just know that you are doing your best to, for me, I'm trying to help everybody that I can with any information that I have. Because it is so working for me. I would have been upset for a long time if somebody would have stood me up. And it just doesn't, back in the day, that would have pissed me off. And it's not that big of a deal anymore. It isn't. It's not that big of a deal. I know it's for a greater purpose. We'll meet again next week. And if we connect then we had more things to share from then to now, I just keep asking my angels and God and the divine and the universe and whoever the fuck is over on that other side, that other veil that's willing to guide me. It's just keep guiding me to my greater good, because I have tried to control my life for so long and it's got me a lot, but I've tried the hard way. I fucking would force shit to happen. Like, I gotta let go and just let fucking the universe take over and just continue to be the light. And be the change that I want to see, and be it, embody it, and be compassionate, and be loving, and be understanding, and pat people on the back, and everything else takes care of itself. I really believe it does, because it keeps taking care of itself every single day for me. And I keep getting like little miracles every single day. So hopefully something from this video you get some kind of information, something helps you, something triggers you. That's always my intentions, and hope you'll have a wonderful day. Holler for a motherfucking dollar. Peace.